1 quarter remains of senior night at Alumni Stadium. It's been a doozy so far. 28-17, the BC lead. Eagles are on a 9-game losing streak, trying to take the Ramblin' Wreck off its tracks. 8-1 Georgia Tech on the ropes with Boston College as we switch sides for the final time here on WZBC Sports. Giovanni Culotta, Alden Huddled here with you. Tech has got it 2nd and 1 at the 20-yard line after a crazy sequence on this series. Bill O'Brien called with an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. He was incensed at a play early on a 50-yard gain from Malachi Hosley earlier on the drive. Threw his headset in frustration. Referees called a flag on the head coach and gave Georgia Tech some life on this series. It'll try to get right back into this game, down by 11, 15 minutes to play. Haynes King in the shotgun, Jamal Haynes at his right hip. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right, Isaiah Canyon. Takes the snap, Haynes King keeps on read option, tucks it up the right hash, has a hole, wrapped up by Griffin across the 10-yard line. It's a solid gain for King as he got going up the right sideline, and Griffin Collins brings him down for a first down up to the 15.
Yeah, and imagine O'Brien earlier was arguing for them to look at Haynes King being over the line of scrimmage on that 50-yard play, but no review there, and now they got goal to go.
First down and 10, King in the gun. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, midline read, he'll keep, and he is wrapped down across the 10. King got going up the middle. Edwin Kalenge followed him the whole way. It's just a gain of a couple for the redshirt senior from Longview, Texas. His Jackets trail 28-17, and he's got 2nd and long as the Jackets can pick up a first down at the 1.
Just like that, Haynes King is now the team's 2nd leading rusher. I will say Boston College has done a great job stopping the run.
Injured Eagle Owen McGowan helped to his feet. It does stop the clock at 14:10 to play.
Yeah, as I was saying, they have allowed 142 yards rushing, but does not compare much to the 283 passing yards that Georgia Tech has. Despite Haynes King now having 23 yards now in this half, Boston College, the front line has done so well to contain and battle this Georgia Tech offensive line that's been so strong these past couple years.
2nd down and 8, ball at the 9. King back in the gun, Hosley to his left, a receiver to either side. Takes the snap, he's back to pass. He throws it incomplete right side. Looking for Hosley on the out route, shoved out of bounds by Charlie Camella. King threw it just out in front. Hosley lost his footing, and Camella in lockstep with the running back forces the incompletion. 3rd down and 8 from the 9.
Great play by Charlie Camella, wearing the Jay McGillis jersey, and the man possessed, being honored earlier this game.
Jackets, the 2nd best 3rd down team in the ACC, 5 of 8 on the night. They can get a first down at the 1. King in the gun, 3 receivers left. Haynes at his right hip. Takes the snap, back to pass, looking left. He throws over the middle, incomplete. He flew Eric Rivers, and the ball drops to the turf. Max Tucker and Omar Thornton converge on the redshirt senior Rivers and force the incompletion. Pass breakup brings up 4th down. Aiden Burr will come on to attempt his 3rd field goal of the evening.
They have been the dynamic duo so far this game. 12 tackles between the two. Thornton with the forced fumble. Max Tucker with 4 solo tackles. The Eagles secondary has been all over the field. Despite Haynes King still doing his thing, it could be a lot worse right now.
Burr is missed from 50 and hit from 35. This is from 27. 13:57, 4th quarter. Snap is back, hold is down, kick on the way. It's up and good. Aiden Burr makes it a 1-possession game, but BC still in the driver's seat. He's now 2 of 3 on the night, hit in each of his last 2 tries. But it's 28-20 Eagles with 13:52 remaining in the game. Boston College and Dylan Lonergan, fresh off 4 straight touchdown drives in this game, going to try and keep their foot on the gas pedal and send these seniors home with a huge upset over Georgia Tech. Back on WZBC after this. 13:52, 4th quarter. Georgia Tech trying to claw back down from what was once an 11-point Boston College lead. Aiden Burgess hit his second straight field goal from 27 yards, and it's 28-20. Now a one-possession lead for Boston College. Eagles getting it back as Burr kicks off right to left. Bo McCormick and Alex Broom, a pair of running backs, back deep for BC. Eagles have scored touchdowns on each of their last 3 drives and 4 of the last 6 coming into this series. It's a cold night in Chestnut Hill on senior day at Alumni Stadium. These students in the south end zone, many of whom are seniors, not moving a muscle. Burr into his trot. It's a short kick, end over end. It lands at the 10, fielded by Bo McCormick. He waves for a fair catch, and it'll come out to the 20 for Boston College. First down and 10.
I mean, what a performance so far from Dylan Lonergan. I mean, he has been on a downhill descent this entire season. Now he sits 21 for 29, 279, 2 touchdowns, 72% completion rate. It's like we're seeing week 1, week 2 Dylan all over again. All of this offense who has been clicking on all sides, especially with Turbo Richard, who's having another season great game.
Redshirt sophomore from Snellville, Georgia, facing his hometown team. First and 10 at the 25. Handoff right. McDonald is plummeted at the line. Pile driven behind the 20 for a loss. Nowhere to go as he got the ball and was immediately corralled by Braden Manley, driving him back for a loss. Second and 12 from the 23.
Interesting to see McDonald out there instead of Richard, but now Richard's back out there.
Second and 12 at the 23-yard line. Lewis Bond was the back for a moment, but now the receiver splits out to the near side slot. Shotgun snap for Lonergan, back to pass. He steps up, throws over the middle, sticks it to Kalen Chudzinski. Left hash of the 35. It's just shy of the marker, in fact, as Boston College's true freshman star tight end has his 3rd catch of the evening. He'll trot off the field somewhat gingerly. He picks up 11 yards to leave 3rd down and 1 from the 34. Eagles up by 8 with 12:48 to go in the game, but this feels like one of the more critical junctures of the season for Bill O'Brien and his 1-9 Eagles. Lonergan in the gun, McDonald at his right hip, left-right motion from Bond. Handoff up the middle. McDonald has a hole and he churns ahead. First down, Boston College. Hesitated at the line. McDonald puts his hand on the back of his center, Michael Krauts, and rides the big man the whole way. First down at the 37.
BC clearly trying to chew the clock here by utilizing that run game.
First and 10 at the 37, 12:15 to play. Shotgun snap to Lonergan, delayed handoff McDonald, and he is swarmed at the line. Braden Manley in again, but he gets help from Jordan Vandenberg, the big native of South Africa, levels Jordan McDonald for no gain up to the 37.
Interesting to see Turbo Richard hasn't been out this drive. Let's monitor his status for the rest of this game here. Hope to see him back out there as he's had a wallop of a game.
Second down and 10 at the 37. 11:40 to play, 4th quarter. BC up 28-20. Lonergan alone in the gun. Takes the snap, looking to throw, fires incomplete. He had Chudzinski wide open. It kissed off his fingers and bounced incomplete. Should have been an easy pickup of a couple for the true freshman. Has 3 receptions on the night, denied a 4th there by his own volition. 3rd down and 10.
Now this is the kind of play for Dylan Lonergan that wins you football games and makes and cements you in history. 3rd and 9 here. If you score this drive, you basically sealed it.
Eagles are 4 of 8 on 3rd down tonight, including a pickup on this drive. This is 3rd and 10 from the 37. 11:30 to go in the game. Shotgun snap to Lonergan with 2 receivers either side. He fires it over the head. Chudzinski had a head for the moment, and it drops incomplete. Chudzinski open up the far side on a wheel route. He was working on Rodney Shelley, broke away from his coverage for a moment, stuck one hand out, and it just grazed off his fingertips. Incompletion brings up 4th down and a 5th punt of the night from Seamus Florio.
Just an unfortunate break there for Dylan Lonergan, who's been so surgical with his passes all night, missed 2 straight to Chudzinski to end the drive.
Chudzinski also caught a touchdown earlier in the second half. Couple of drops in a row deflate the drive for BC. And Florio boots a side-spinning punt fielded by Eric Rivers at the 20. Takes a knee as he never found his footing. And Georgia Tech will have it just ahead of its own 20-yard line. First down and 10, 11:20 to go, fourth quarter, 28-20. Boston College clinging to a one-possession lead over Georgia Tech. As much as this game has gone well for BC, still a lot of work to do before closing off what would be a seismic upset. Georgia Tech hasn't pitched many comebacks this year. That's because they haven't had to. One of the most potent offenses in the country. One of 4 teams in the top 20 of total offense, rushing, pass efficiency, and scoring. Back to work here. First down pitch, Jamal Haynes sidestepping through defenders, right numbers 20, and he is shoved from behind ahead of the 25. He picks up 6 yards as he was slipping through defenders in the right flat before Cedarius McConnell pushed him ahead for a gain of 4. Second down and 6 up to the 26.
BC defense desperately needs to stop here to get the offense back on the field. They're working before those 2 straight incompletions, but they need to get back in their rhythm.
Yellow Jackets back to the line. King in the gun, 2 receivers right. Takes the snap, pitch right to Hosley. He slips through defenders and works his way across the first down marker at the 32. Hosley has been the bell cow tonight for Georgia Tech. Here he's got 2 straight pitches, and this time he bursts through the hole and picks up a first down gain of 6.
Great blocking there from the Yellow Jackets wide receiver unit to create all that space for Hosley to move.
King already back in the gun, 10-19 fourth quarter. Fakes the jet sweep, now rolls to his right, pressure from Griffin Collins. He throws a lofting pass to no one, incomplete. Well outside the tackle box as Bate and Griffin Collins chased him down. There wasn't anybody in the area, but King just threw it away. Second and 10 from the 36. Well, King, it's been a surprise to see his rushing inefficacy tonight. 9 rushes, 25 yards. That comes after a dominant performance in a loss to NC State where he ran for 103 and a couple touchdowns. Takes a second down snap. He's going to throw. Fires a quick pass, complete right, numbers 40. And Hosley is shoved out of bounds by Omar Thornton. It's Hosley's first catch in what's been a busy night on the ground as he's wide open on the right sideline, but quickly corralled by Thornton. Gain of 4 brings up third down and 6 from the 38.
Thornton's speed is something definitely to be noticed, especially by NFL teams, as he can definitely have success at the professional level. His ability to go end to end on the field is so impressive.
Jackets 6 of 9 on third down. This is 3rd and 6 from their own 38. Shotgun snap to King. Pressure comes, he throws, complete. Rivers gets by a defender, slips up past the 30 and slides down shy of midfield. Quintavious Hutchins writhing in pain after he dove in to make the play. Rivers swerves by the tackle of Owen McGowan and picks up a first down at the 47, and Hutchins has not moved. 9-19 fourth quarter, BC up by 8. It's a conversion on third down and 6 of 9 yards for Eric Rivers, and a stoppage as the trainers tend to the redshirt senior from Bessemer, Alabama.
Unlucky injury there. I mean, what looks like Eric Rivers is on his way down easily, but Hutchins kind of an unnecessary play to try to bring him down fully, ended up biting him in the back.
Hutchins, one of 31 seniors being honored tonight in the Jay McGillis Senior Day game, trying to end his time at Alumni Stadium as this is his final game at home on the highest of notes with a win over number 16 Georgia Tech. 28-20, his Boston College Eagles lead the visiting Jackets, 9-19 to go in the game.
And might I add, just some news coming in a few minutes ago on this past drive. Lewis Bond, with the 6th catch of the season, has also broken the record for the single season receptions record with 79 on the year. So a great night for him on senior night for both his career stats and the stats on a wonderful season he's had, leading the charge for the Boston College wide receiver unit.
You mentioned it, Alden, doubly special for the redshirt senior from Chicago, Illinois, a 5-year member of this program. He's given everything to Boston College, has already broken Flowers' record for the most receptions in a BC career, and adds on a single season record of nearly 80 catches where last year his 67 receptions were 6th all-time in Boston College history. What a remarkable legacy Lewis Bond will leave behind wherever he goes next.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a chance with how many teams need receivers out there that he can pick up hopefully a 6th or 7th round pick. I mean, he's shown it right here. He's just been a reception machine so far this season. Always finds a way to get open, get yards on plays. And what a notable improvement that he had from last year, especially because he's been Dylan Lonergan's prioritized target for most of the season. I mean, Lonergan has found a way to rely on the redshirt senior to lead this relatively young crew.
Trying to do something as well, Alden, you alluded to it there, that not even Zay Flowers did, and lead the ACC in receptions. Comes into the night tied for the conference lead with Jacob DeJesus of Cal, now up over 80 receptions for the game. Also 4th in the ACC in yards. Last week had a career high 9 catches for 94 yards. Trying to get to that point once again as he sits from the sideline and watches the teams return to the field. Hutchins helped off after what looked to be a pretty gruesome injury. He's in the medical tent. 1st down and 10 for Georgia Tech from their own 37-yard line. 9:14 to go in the game. BC leads by 8. Empty set for King, 4 receivers right, 1 left. Takes the snap, immediately rolls right. Bate follows him, throws downfield and throws a strike. Found a man between 4 BC defenders. It was Malik Rutherford, roaming by the right numbers of the 35. King threw a beauty to bring the ball into BC territory. 1st down and 10 for Georgia Tech at the 38.
Rutherford has been quiet so far in this half. After a career first half, 4 catches for 106. That makes his 5th on the night.
Adds another 15 yards as well. King throwing again on 1st down. Loads up down the sideline. Drops it in for Rivers. What a catch! A perfect pass from Haynes King. He dropped it right in over Max Tucker. And Eric Rivers barely had to move as the ball just appeared in his hands. Georgia Tech's got it at the 5 after a 33-yard dime from Haynes King to Eric Rivers.
Puts him over 340 on the day for Haynes King. Kind of an antithesis on the performances he's had with combination on the ground, mainly through the air this game.
1st and goal from the 3. King goes right up the middle on read option and is stopped from behind by Faber Bate. Seems like a tall ask to stop Haynes King. He can beat you with the run, he can beat you with the pass. He's done the latter tonight. Alden, he did throw for 408 yards last game, but again, it's atypical to see from a guy that's only got 1,800 total passing yards, and coming into the night is the leader among Power 4 quarterbacks in rushing yards.
Exactly. I mean, he's just been doing both. Most of his big throws have come on the run.
2nd and goal from the 2. Pitch going right. Jamal Haynes works his way in, swerving by defenders. Touchdown, Georgia Tech. And the Jackets are right back in it. 28-26, 7:33, 4th quarter. Imagine you'll see a 2-point attempt here from Brent Key as Jamal Haynes swerves through the traffic for his 4th rushing touchdown of the season and 1st since the month of September. And indeed, the Jackets will stay on for a 2-point try.
And talk about an important stop here for the defense.
Odd formation, just 2 linemen in front of Haynes King in the shotgun. Now the 2 tight ends come over to help by the center. Left-right motion. King takes the snap, goes running up the right side, and he's planted down. Charlie Camella, wearing the Jay McGillis jersey, makes the play of his life. King had no blocking help as the entire offensive line was split out wide to the left. King ran it right and met Charlie Camella in the flat. And the product of Zavarian Brothers, a state champ, drops King for no gain. It stays 28-26 Boston College.
What an incredible night for the freshman, playing like a man possessed with the Jay McGillis jersey, as you mentioned earlier, Gio. And that's the kind of play right there that could save an entire game. That 2-point conversion was so crucial. And now they still have a lead and the ability to chew the clock here with 7.5 minutes left in the 4th quarter.
Georgia Tech tried to steal momentum from Boston College after engineering its first touchdown drive since the 2nd quarter. 9 plays, 78 yards in 3:47. They fail the 2-point try as Charlie Camella, like you said, playing possessed, brings up Haynes King short of the goal line. Eagles due to receive the football back. Had a stretch of 3 consecutive touchdown drives broken by the punt in 6 plays. Eagles have only 1 3 and out tonight. That comes in the end of at the beginning of the second quarter. And for Dylan Lonergan, it's a resurgent performance, Alden, where there were more questions than answers about his future at Boston College coming into the game. There are now more questions about what will happen in the offseason.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a pure example of the win now mentality that comes with the rise of the transfer portal and NIL alike. But with this performance, I mean, you got to admit that Dylan Lonergan's got to look around and say, hey, we could build something here. There's something salvageable here that we could build on for next year if I stay another year. So something promising for this Boston College team, as Dylan Lonergan has been so precise and surgical with his passes. I mean, just perfect fit for this Bill O'Brien pro-style offense that desires such accuracy.
Another question you could add to that group is, where has this been? Dylan Lonergan with 8 touchdowns and no interceptions through 2 games, one of 2 ACC quarterbacks to do that this century. Since those first 3 games where he was second in the ACC in passing yards, he's turned the ball over 7 times and thrown just 1 touchdown. Last week in the 45-13 loss to SMU. Tonight, he's 22 of 32, approaching his first 300-yard performance since September 6th. 2 touchdowns and a clean slate, 0 interceptions for Dylan Lonergan.
Yep, and we've seen the potential there through the first 2 games of the season, and now we're seeing it again. Better late than never, I guess, as now it just falls in our 70% completion percentage at 69. And not only him, but also an inspiring performance from Turbo Richard and Jordan McDonald, who both have rushing touchdowns on the day. But interesting to see if Turbo Richard's able to get involved.
Eagles getting it back, 7:33 fourth quarter, clinging to a 2-point 28-26 lead after Georgia Tech scores a touchdown and fails the 2-point try. Aiden Burr kicking off for the Jackets right to left, jogs into his trot, puts toe to leather. Bo McCormick lets it bounce in the end zone for a touchback. Eagles will have it first down and 10 at their own 25, going left to right into the heart of a still jam-packed student section, eager to see the Eagles snap a 9-game losing streak and pick up their first ACC and FBS win of the 2025 season. Well, Dylan Lonergan starting again for the first time since November 1st against Notre Dame. It's been a difficult stretch of football, as we mentioned. 7 turnovers since week 3, after he was the second quarterback in the past century of ACC football to throw 8 touchdowns and no interceptions in his first 2 games. Redshirt sophomore, a native of Snellville, Georgia, about 30 minutes outside of Atlanta and Georgia Tech. Transfer from Alabama, highly touted recruit, trying to prove BC fans right. In the shotgun with Turbo Richard and 2 receivers to either side. He takes the snap, lets it fly right side, overthrows Luke McLaughlin. He was wide open on a crossing route from the near side slot. He stuck a hand out with a dive of the 45, kisses off his fingers, 2nd and 10.
What a moment that would have been for the redshirt senior in his final home game with a big catch to set this drive, get this drive going, but it's another miss for Dylan Lonergan, who has missed three straight passes thrown with an overthrow.
McLaughlin looking for his 4th catch of the year as well, and first since October 4th. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Richard the tailback at Lonergan's left hip. Shotgun snap. Lonergan completes a screen. McLaughlin, he dropped it. He had it and then dropped it. Tech thinks it's a fumble. The near side line judge signals incomplete, and BC dodges a bullet. 3rd and 10 as Lonergan was pressured off the screen pass. Just got it away to Luke McLaughlin, and the redshirt senior from Ohio couldn't corral it.
Back opportunity for McLaughlin, and that one, unlike the previous deep pass, he should have had that one, as he was able to gain some yards, but not many.
Eagles are the 10th best team on 3rd down in the ACC entering tonight, 4 of 9 on the game. This is 3rd and 10 from the 25, 7:22 to play. Shotgun snap to Lonergan. He has time to throw. He dumps it complete underneath. Richard sidesteps the defender, right hash of the 30, breaks a tackle, stays on his feet, shy of the 35. It'll be a couple yards shy of the marker. Richard dancing through defenders up the right hash before Omar Daniels finally brought him down. No decision for Bill O'Brien here. He's going to punt it as Dylan Lonergan unhappy. He trots off with the offense. 4th down and 3 from the 32. 6:50 in the 4th quarter. BC with a 2-point lead, and Bill O'Brien keen to punt it. It's a 5th of the night for Seamus Florio.
Yeah, I mean, a solid decision there by O'Brien there. I mean, 4th and 3, your own 32. You cannot afford to let up a touchdown here. So let's the defense go back to work.
Florio's last punt over 40 yards. This one nearly blocked. It's a high end-over-end spinning punt. It takes a Georgia Tech bounce back at the 40 and drops just shy of midfield. That one nowhere close to 40. It's Florio's worst of the night, and Georgia Tech will be 4 yards shy of midfield at its own 46 to try and take this lead back from BC. 6:24 in the 4th. It's 28-26. Boston College leads number 16, Georgia Tech. And Haynes.
Yeah, you got to admit that they were probably able to get a fingertip on that ball as it kind of messed with the spin, causing it to just sky high into the Alumni Stadium air.
Jackets going right to left. King in the gun on 1st down. Gives on the jet sweep. Jordan Allen has a hole up the left hash, and he bursts through the cannon. He's got space. Down to numbers 10, 5. Touchdown, Georgia Tech. Sting 'em. Jordan Allen on a jet sweep breaks free and steals momentum from Boston College. It's a 54-yard scamper down the sideline. Wins the foot race for 6. Georgia Tech 32, Boston College 28. 6:14 4th quarter. And now another odd formation on the extra point from Georgia Tech. Not going for 2. It'd make it a 6-point ball game if Brent Key did decide to go and converted. Aiden Burr knocks the extra point through, and he'll settle for a 5-point lead. Georgia Tech bursts onto the scene. The true freshman Jordan Allen with a 54-yard rushing touchdown to give the Jackets the lead.
Just an unfortunate break from this BC defense who desperately needed to stop to get the offense back out there, who showed some life at the end of that drive. And clearly the decision of whether to go for it or not on the previous drive ended up not making any difference.
As demoralizing as that is for Boston College fans, the Eagles are still firmly in this game. Trying to regain some of that offensive life, they'll have to get what they had earlier to do it. 3 straight touchdown drives bleeding into the 2nd quarter, or rather in the 2nd half, from the end of the 2nd quarter. Eagles have punted now in back-to-back series since. 6:14 4th quarter, BC now down 33-28 at the hands of number 16 Georgia Tech. Aiden Burr boots it right to left for the Jackets. End-over-end kick, sails Bo McCormick and lands in the end zone for a touchback. Dylan Lonergan and company will have it 1st down and 10 from their own 25. Nearly got a 1st down after a couple of plays sent BC reeling backward. An 11-yard pickup with Turbo Richard, not enough to induce a 4th down decision from Bill O'Brien's own 34. Eagles have gone for just 1 4th down tonight. They're hoping to not have to go for any more, and for the right reason. 1st and 10, going left to right into the student section. BC down by 5. Lonergan in the gun on 1st down, Richard at his hip. Takes the snap, play action pass. Lonergan with space, rolls right, fires downfield, and nearly connected with Bond. It bounces off his chest plate, incomplete. Airtight coverage from Zachary Toby downfield with Bond step for step, and the pressure enforces the incompletion. 2nd and 10.
Great defensive play there by number 6, Rodney Shelley, the junior. Forcing that incompletion on a talented Lewis Bond. Always finds a way to grab it, but not that time, as
Bonds
BC, they need some life here.
Bonds had a record-setting night, couldn't add to it there. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Lonergan to throw, and he's wrapped up, sacked. Akello Stone gets there for the Jackets. Transfer from Ole Miss, bursts through the gap, and sinks Lonergan for a loss. It's the 1st sack of the game for Georgia Tech. 5:50 in the 4th quarter, and a huge one with the Jackets leading by 5. A loss of 9 sends the Eagles back to their own 16 for third down. 19 yards to go to try and stay in this game. Lonergan in the shotgun, Richard at his left hip, 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Franklin in the near side slot, takes the snap, pressure, Lonergan steps up, fires over the middle, sticks it to Franklin with a leaping grab at the 45. What a catch from the senior Jeremiah Franklin. He climbs the ladder over Omar Daniels and reels in the biggest play of the night for the Eagles.
What an inspired performance by Jeremiah Franklin this half with his 4 catch, well over 40 yards now.
Pickup of 30, 1st and 10 on the BC 46, and new life for Boston College. Under 5 to play in the game. They're down by 5. Just converted a 3rd and 19 with an acrobatic grab. Lonergan in the gun, 2 receivers left, 1 right. Takes the snap, has time to throw, completes, Bond right side underneath. He spins out of a tackle and bounces shy of the 40. Bond close to the marker. He's got a first down indeed. Helicopter spin after Clayton Powell-Lee. Shoulder shrugged him down across for a gain of 11 up to the 43. Now Lonergan and co. back to the line. 3 receivers left. Franklin, the lone receiver, right. Turbo Richard, the tailback at Lonergan's right hip. Backs to the shotgun now. Takes the snap. Richard gets the carry up the middle. Has a hole up the right hash. He turns on the burners at the 20. Richard can see the daylight at the 5. He's in! Touchdown, Boston College! The second of the night for Turbo Richard. He turns on the Jets right in front of the student section. Boston College leads 34-33 after a 43-yard scamper from Turbo Richard. Game on senior night. Injured Eagle at the 40. It's Logan Taylor being tended to, unable to get up. Bill O'Brien calling his team off the field. Getting his extra point unit off as Taylor has his helmet off, still being tended to. Turbo Richard has just blown the roof off this place. A lot of shirts are off in the student section. But the primary concern of Bill O'Brien is Logan Taylor, his former transfer right tackle from Virginia. They're bringing the card out now as Taylor does rise to his feet and limps towards the sideline. Cart's going to turn back after the gritty Taylor will walk under his own power.
Now that's what you have to do on your last home game in front of Alumni Stadium, as these fans, these students, despite the numbing temperatures here at Alumni Stadium, have not moved a muscle and are up and alive.
Richard now at 11 attempts, 141 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's got rushes of 42 and 43 yards, the latter of which just went for 6. And Lonergan and company out there to go for 2 to make it a 3-point game. Eagles with a 34-33 lead, 4:09 to play. Alone in the shotgun, 2 receivers left, 3 to the right. Lonergan takes the snap, back to pass. He floats back in the end zone, drops it in for Chudzinski. He did not hang on. Chudzinski had it dink over his head. Ball tipped in the air by Clayton Powell-Lee. It was in his arms for the basket catch. Could not corral it. 2-point conversion fails. It'll stay a 1-point BC advantage. 4:09 to play, 4th quarter.
Just another unfortunate break from Chudzinski, who's had so many opportunities this half for big plays, but is unable to come up with it once again.
Dylan,
not only Dylan Lonergan, but there's something to talk about with Turbo Richard. 11 carries for 141 yards, 12.8 yards per carry against a strong, or once was strong, Georgia Tech defense. Obviously, they let up 48 points against NC State, so they're off a rough one a couple of weeks ago before the bye.
the biggest play of that drive outside of Richard's 43-yard touchdown, a 30-yard 3rd down and 19 conversion by Jeremiah Franklin. Liam Connor boots it away left to right, end-over-end kick, lands for a touchback as the Eagles go 5 plays, 75 yards in 2:05. One of the quickest drive of the night, one of the quicker of the entire season. as Georgia Tech has it going right to left. Only down by a point, 4:09 to go. The Jackets, off their best start since 2009 at 8-1, control their own destiny for the ACC title game. Also CFP hopefuls trying to make the playoff for the first time in their entire program history. First down and 10 at their own 25. Haynes King in the gun. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Hosley. Steps back, loads up down the middle of the field. Fires for Rivers, incomplete off his right hand. Rivers was all kinds of open. Left numbers at the 25. Could have been a touchdown if he brought it in. Instead, the incompletion brings up 2nd and 10 from the 25.
What a lucky break for Boston College. Carter Davis was absolutely dusted by Eric Rivers, the leading receiver before this game for Georgia Tech. Actually, is probably now the still leading receiver. But Haynes King just missed him off the fingertips.
Richards has as many catches as Lewis Bond with 7 catches for 119 yards. Was robbed of his first touchdown by his own doing. 4:02 to go. Second down, King out of the shotgun. Now again thinks about letting it fly, but he just checks it underneath. Hosley bobbles but corrals it right numbers at the 30, and he trudges ahead for a gain of a couple. King thought about the long shot, instead zipped a pass complete to Hosley, bobbled the football, eventually secured it for a gain of 8. Third down and 2 up to the 33.
2 yards to go.
Now we will see Alumni Stadium rather get rocking here.
3rd and 2 at the 33. Tech is 6 of 9 on 3rd down for the game. Direct snap to Haynes King. He's got it and plenty more. He gets rocked across the 40 as he falls ahead to the 42. Gain of 9 for redshirt senior quarterback Haynes King. Taking his fair share of hits across 6 years of college football, an avid runner at quarterback. Second in the FBS with 14 rushing touchdowns.
Puts him at almost total 400 yards on the day, passing and rushing.
After a game where King had 500 in a loss to NC State. He pitches right to Malachi Hosley, and he is pile-driven in front of the Georgia Tech near sideline. Leading the way, Chris Marable, as Hosley couldn't get going. Limping Owen McGowan helps as well. Boy, McGowan oft injured around his 6-year BC career. Redshirt senior from Canton, Massachusetts, playing his final game at Alumni Stadium. Suffered a season-ending upper body injury against Syracuse last season. Was also knocked out against the Orange in 2023. And now he takes a knee at midfield as the BC medical staff tends to him. Stops the clock with 2:38 to go in this game. BC up 34-33. Jackets have it 2nd and 3 on the Boston College 49-yard line. Well, the Eagles with a surprising offensive output, win or lose. This would mark the first time that BC has scored 30 or more points in a game since September 6th against Michigan State, a double overtime loss in East Lansing. The Eagles have not scored more than 20 points in Alumni Stadium since the season opening win against Fordham on August 30th.
And it's the second time that they've done that here at Alumni only this season, and you know how long BC Athletics has been waiting to put the "It's Taco Time" sign on the video boards. So another gift on such an electric game so far. 2nd
and 3 from the 49. Shotgun snap to King. Pitch right. Hosley has the first down across the 50, and he is drilled out of bounds by Omar Thornton, just shy of the BC 45. Hosley's got 3 straight carries from Haynes King. He's been the bell cow tonight, as that's carry number 13 for 100 yards. Also has a touchdown on the game. Picks up the first down, 1st and 10 at the BC 47. 2 receivers either side of King. Hosley still the tailback at his right hip. BC with a dime lookout. Takes the snap. King gives it off left side. Hosley sidesteps the defender in the flat before he's gang tackled by Bryce Steele and Carter Davis. Off the left side, it'll be a gain of a couple. And there's the 2-minute timeout. 1:56 remains in the 4th quarter. BC clinging to a 1-point lead, mere minutes away if it can conjure up a defensive stand from their first win in the FBS, snapping a 9-game losing streak. Does BC have a win on senior day in its locker? We'll find out on the other side here on WZBC Sports. Just 2 minutes remain in this senior day game at Boston College. Eagles have a 34-33 lead over number 16 Georgia Tech. The college football playoff hopeful in control of its own destiny for the ACC championship game, struggling to put away the 1-9 Boston College Eagles. Jackets have it 2nd down and 7 from the BC 44. Aiden Burr, their kicker, who might have to trot on for a potential game-winning field goal, has hit from as far as 55 this season. He's missed from 50 tonight. 156 in the fourth, and the Eagles, Alden, need to conjure everything they have for one final defensive stand.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, BC has just been getting pushed all half long. They haven't really got a punt. They haven't forced a punt since the first half. And boy, do they need one right now. Either that or a turnover would be huge for this offense, who's finally started to get momentum for the first time this quarter.
Teams return to the field. 156 fourth quarter, 34-33. Boston College leads Georgia Tech, number 16 team in the nation. Hopeful for the college football playoff. It'd be the first appearance in the CFP in their entire program history. Jackets control their own destiny to an ACC title appearance in Charlotte this December. Boston College on a 9-game losing streak, 0-6 in the conference, looking for a first win against an FBS opponent this year. Jackets break the huddle, 2nd and 7 on the BC 44. Empty set for Haynes King in the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 1 right with a jumbo right side. Takes the snap. It's a bump going right. Jordan Allen cuts up a right hash. First down across the 30. He is still alive inside the 25. Jordan Allen had a 54-yard rushing touchdown on the prior series. Won't get quite that much, but he will get the first down just shy of the 25 of the 27. It's a gain of 17 for the true freshman from Lawrenceville, Georgia, and a first down for the Jackets.
What a half for him, as he's provided yet another weapon for this Georgia Tech offense, along with the plethora of other guys who have had great games so far.
90 ticks to go. Shotgun snap to King on first down. Haynes breaks it initially, then is brought up by Omar Thornton, and Bill O'Brien will have to exhaust a timeout. Time becomes such a meticulous enemy for Boston College here. 2nd and 7 on the 24 after the 3-yard gain by Jamal Haynes. 34-33 the Boston College lead. Georgia Tech well within Aiden Burr's range to attempt a potential game-winning field goal. 1:26 remains in the fourth quarter. If you're playing the time game here, Alden, BC with 2 more timeouts, you'd have to stop Georgia Tech twice, or else the Jackets can run the clock out and just kick the chip shot. If you do indeed do that, you might get the ball back with a little under a minute if you play your cards
right.
right.
I think above all, you want to force a field goal, because in these conditions, kicking the ball is going to become much more of a challenge as the ball gets stiffer, the wind gets heavier. It's only going to become more of a challenge for Aiden Burr, who has already missed one here so far.
Burr 2 for 3 on the night. He missed from 50 on his opening attempt at the end of the first half. Has hit from 35 and 27 since. 2nd down and 7 from the Boston College 24. Eagles lead it 34-33, 1:26 in the fourth quarter as Boston College tries to win its first game since August. Tech breaks the huddle with King in the shotgun, a receiver to either side and 2 backs. Takes the snap, fakes the pitch. King goes right at the middle. He sidesteps back against the grain and rolls across the 15. First down, Georgia Tech. And now the Jackets are in the driver's seat. It's an 11-yard scamper for Haynes King. He picks up the first down on his 10th carry of the night. 80 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, and Bill O'Brien exhausts his second timeout.
You know, we talked about how well Boston College has stopped the run, but Georgia Tech has had well over 100 rushing yards this quarter alone, mainly at the hands of Jeremiah Allen, who has played like a man possessed this quarter, already having 3 rushes for 65 yards and a touchdown. Then Haynes King now has himself over 44 yards rushing, putting him over 410 yards total on the game.
Well, Haynes King is nothing short of prolific as a runner. He's fourth in the ACC overall, leads Power 4 quarterbacks with 750 rushing yards coming into the night. His 14 rushing touchdowns are second overall in the FBS, also leading the ACC. yet it's going to be one of his lower rushing outputs of the entire season after 2 straight 100-yard games. Georgia Tech breaks the huddle, 1st and 10 at the BC 15. King in the gun, 2 receivers right. Takes the snap, and then he tucks and runs up the middle, bowling around the right hash. He falls ahead of the 10. Omar Thornton comes diving in to make the stop, and Bill O'Brien immediately calls timeout number 3. Stops the clock with 1:14 to go in the game. BC up 34-33. And in terms of time, it's a factor that Georgia Tech controls right now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're clearly in the driver's seat, have cruised down the field into the red zone, and now it's all up to the hands of Haynes King, who's been in the situation so many times in his long career. But, I mean, we just have to recap what we've seen on both sides of the field from Boston College. Obviously, the defense had a very strong showing in the first half, only allowing 14 points to Georgia Tech. But then the offense has completely taken over the second half, now over 30 points a game for the first time since like the Michigan State game, basically.
The Eagles haven't scored 30 since that double overtime loss to MSU on September 6th in East Lansing.
Which seems like an eternity ago. I mean, it seems like we're watching a completely different team out there, and what a way to send the seniors off by playing like with this much fire and intensity.
Can the BC defense send its seniors home with a stop? 2nd and 7 on the 12. Shotgun snap to King. Bouncing out right side. He surges up the right hash and falls ahead of the 10 to the 7. It's a gain of 5 for Haynes King. It brings up 3rd down and 2. Clock winding under a minute in the 4th quarter. Georgia Tech with all 3 timeouts. If they get a 1st down, it could all but eliminate the possibility of BC getting the football back, should it attempt a chip shot field goal with Aiden Burr. A stop is imperative here for Boston College's defense. They've stopped the Jackets 4 times tonight on 3rd down, as they're the 2nd best team on 3rd down in the ACC, 7 of 11 for the game. 32 seconds to go, 4th quarter. This is 3rd down and 2. And Brent Key will take one of his timeouts. Yep. He has it at 29 seconds. Time not on the side of Boston College as the Eagles try to get this ball back, hold Georgia Tech to a field goal, but the Jackets can exhaust the clock all the way down to 1 second if it wants to, with another timeout after this play.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what great clock management here from Georgia Tech, the ability to move down to this comfortable position on the field. But honestly, this is the hardest spot right now for Aiden Burr to kick a field goal. You're on the right hash, an awkward angle. We've seen time and time again when they've missed a kick like this before.
Crazier things have happened. In the Texas A&M versus South Carolina game today, of course, the Aggies came back for a remarkable win, but there was a 20-yard miss from an All-SEC kicker, Randy Bond. This, if it ends up being right at the 7 where the ball's spotted now, it would be a 25-yard attempt with a yard back from the snapper, including the 17 yards. 29 seconds remain in the game. BC up 34-33. 3rd and 2 from the Boston College 7. King in the gun, receivers to either side. He'll direct snap run up the middle, churning across the 5. He's wrapped up shy of the line. Clock winding with 20 seconds. Pile driven back by KP Price.
Now, if you're Boston College, you'd rather have the ball in the right hash, but now the left hash gets an opportunity for a right-footed kicker like Burr if they choose to go for it, which...
It stops at 12 seconds. Georgia Tech offense walking back towards its near far sideline.
Georgia Tech for 2nd timeout of the half. 30 seconds.
No clear decision by Georgia Tech so far.
4th down and 1 at the 5. And Brent Key just took his 2nd timeout with 14 seconds. 34-33. Boston College has a 1-point lead. It'd be a chip shot 22-yarder for Aiden Burr. He missed from 50, but he's connected on each of his last 2 since the end of the first half from 35 and 27. Redshirt sophomore from Kennedale, Texas, has made a 55-yard game winner this season to beat Clemson on September 13th. Things seem bleak, Alden, but regardless of this output or this result, this is a remarkable showing from Boston College
and
on senior night.
Not only is it great for the seniors to leave with in their alumni stadium career, it gets a positive light for Bill O'Brien. The fact he was able to withstand with this talented Georgia Tech team for so long, and now let alumni stadium work.
It comes down to this. 4th and 1 at the 5, a 23-yard attempt for Aiden Burr. 34-33 BC lead. Marshall Nichols to hold it. Can Burr give the Jackets the win? Snap, hold, kick is good! Georgia Tech goes in front. Aiden Burr has done it again. He drills the 23-yarder, and the Jackets are up 36-34, 11 seconds to go.
Yeah, obviously tough break, but an easy make there for a kicker who's been so excellent. He's on his way to getting All-American honors. Now making him what I believe is to be 23 for 24 on the season so far with a long of 55, and is clearly not afraid of clutch opportunities there as he was able to make that one with ease.
BC does have a glimmer of hope. They're going to get the ball back with just a couple seconds. Burr booting it right to left. Student section has yet to clear out because it knows that there's at least a sliver of a chance for BC to snap its 9-game win streak against number 16 Georgia Tech.
Wouldn't be surprised if we see a little squibber here try to take some time off the clock.
The Eagles do have a very good kicker of their own in Luca Lombardo, who's hit from as far as 52. It's a 2-point game. Burr into his trot, boots an end-over-end kick, and it does sail Bo McCormick, bounce in the end zone for a touchback. Dylan Lonergan has a Mount Everest-sized challenge in front of him. He's played a remarkable game, 25 of 38, 338 yards, his highest passing output since September 6th, that double overtime loss to Michigan State. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions as well for the first time since that Week 2 game.
Yeah, I mean, what an incredible improvement. I mean, that time, you would say that time behind Grayson James has given him some time for reflection, some improvement, and to build on his prior experiences to become the best quarterback he can be.
Can he pull off a miracle here? 1st and 10 on the 25, going left to right, down by 2. Takes a shotgun snap, steps up in the pocket, uncorks down the middle. He's got Lewis Bond, but will there be enough time? Down with 4 seconds. It's going to stop the clock momentarily on 1st down. The BC offense getting up there quickly. They've got to snap the ball. Clock winding with 3. Lonergan snaps it with 2. And a Hail Mary attempt upcoming for Dylan Lonergan. After Lewis Bonds, what could be his final reception in Alumni Stadium. It's his 8th of the game.
It's going to be well over 100 yards for him, definitely.
A record-setting night for the redshirt senior from Chicago, as Lewis Bond has just brought the Eagles to the outskirts of midfield.
Illegal substitution, defense.
And a penalty on Georgia Tech.
5-yard penalty.
That will bring Boston College into Georgia Tech territory for a Hail Mary attempt, as Bond picks up 24 yards with 11 seconds to go. And what an effort to get up there and spike the ball.
Exactly. Great job by the offense there, especially the offensive line, putting everything they had behind them to get the ball set. And with how accurate Dylan Lonergan has been all game, I would love no one rather to throw this ball than Lonergan.
Georgia Tech out in a prevent defense. BC gets 2 seconds back with 4. 1st and 10 from the Georgia Tech 46-yard line. Is a chance to get a couple yards here if you get out of bounds quickly enough. It's a trips to the left of Lonergan. VJ Wilkins alone to the right side.
And they can do that here. I mean, there is so much room, 10 yards and beyond, to run a quick out.
It would have to be lightning fast. Play clock winds. Turbo Richard at Lonergan's left hip. Now it doesn't. Official stopping this play.
I would love to see Lewis Bond run kind of a diagonal route along the sideline and try to get out as quick as possible.
And now a stoppage. Brent Key going to take a timeout. He's preparing for precisely that possibility.
Yep.
Clock stopped at 4 seconds.
He did not like what he saw there. I mean, he saw what exactly we were thinking all the way up here, but a unfortunate break for Boston College, as they definitely had an opportunity to get the ball in range for Luca Lombardo, who, as you know, has yet to miss a kick. And what a exclamation point that would be on a possible All-American season for him, and some appeal for a possible professional level future.
Sure. trying to make his way onto an NFL roster. Redshirt junior from Westport, Connecticut, just wants a chance. He's 14 of 14 this season, one of 5 in the FBS that has not missed this year. Hit from as long as 52. That was back on September 27th against Cal. Will he get an opportunity? 4 seconds to go, fourth quarter, 36-34, Georgia Tech leads. BC's got it on the 46 with enough time for a quick out if it's lightning fast. Tech in a pseudo prevent defense, 3 guys back at the 5 and 4 in the second level at the 35. Lonergan in the gun, 2 receivers to either side. Takes the snap. Time of the essence. He steps up. It's a Hail Mary or nothing. Lonergan gets it away. Send over end spiral towards the end zone. It is batted down. Incomplete. Georgia Tech hangs on. The Yellow Jackets survive the upset bid from Boston College. They're in full control of their ACC championship destiny. It's their 9th win in 11 games. And Boston College just comes inches short of a miraculous finish to an unbelievable game on senior night. 36-34 final here at Alumni Stadium. The goalposts are staying right where they are.
Almost exactly what you see in the movies, which would have been a miraculous turn on what has been a gloomy season for the Eagles. But despite the loss, I mean, there has to be a positive light shed on Bill O'Brien in that following press conference. I mean, as you've seen, as many of you have seen recently, he has been taking a lot of fire from many reporters and critics alike. And now you have to at least give him some credit. The fact he was able to hold a number 16 team in the country this close for so long after such lackluster results, it's truly remarkable. And credit has to be given to Dylan Lonergan and Turbo Richard and Lewis Bond, who have been as good as they were previously advertised.
Eagles drop to 1-10. If you needed any signs of dismay here in this program this year, and it can only be characterized as a dismal season. Eagles now not staying out for the alma mater for the 3rd straight home loss.